Round 4, Central Louisiana. It's enduro riding Cajun style at the Arcadia Dirt Riders Cajun Classic. The event is held at the site of a World War II training camp where those days are still evident, with many concrete bunkers scattered throughout the woods and a concrete ramp that is now a jump for the riders. The course was roughly 70 miles of flowing trail that is on the faster side from what we have seen so far in the series, with only a few sections of tight stuff for the riders to twist their way through. The race was postponed 1 week due to flooding, but in that week the terrain dried out and was nearly perfect. Lafferty was clearly the favorite coming in. He was coming off his Alligator Enduro win and had won this event last year as well. At the end of the day, it would be 2 in a row for the factory KTM rider. He won 4 of 6 test sections. Finishing second for his first podium of the year was Virginia native Brad Bakken, also on a KTM. Bakken also loved the faster trails, and it showed as he kept the pressure on Lafferty, finishing a mere 23 seconds behind. Rounding out the podium was last year's series champ and points leader, Russ Bobbitt. Bobbitt had a bit of an off day though, falling a few times and fighting rear brake problems. FMF Yamaha's Jason Raines had his best finish of the series, finishing fourth, with KTM-mounted Cole Kirkpatrick rounding out the top 5.
just coming into this race, even through testing, you know, I was having kind of trouble with my bike handling the way I was used to it. And we had changed the suspension settings, and just throughout the day I was struggling with that, just having my bike turn. And then we had a brake issue, the rear brake locked up, and I crashed in the last section, went over the bars in one of the sand pits. And it just seemed like one thing after another, you know, it just wasn't catching much of a break, and just wasn't my day really.
Throughout the day it went really good. I just rode actually just really consistent. I didn't even really push as hard as I usually do. I was just kind of try to chill out and ride smooth and consistent, and I didn't even know I was in the podium contention until going to the 5th section. I really didn't even ride harder than I usually do. I just rode smart and consistent and didn't really make any mistakes.
The first part of the first test actually didn't go real well. I had some issues with my bike, just some things that wasn't running real well. We kind of found up, you know, just kind of guessed on a few things, got it working, and from there on out, man, it seemed to work really well. You know, the second test, I felt fine. I had a little bit more issues there in some aspects, but the bike was great. It was just, you know, I just had to ride it, so I just got my head back into it, and after that, things started working really well. So I was happy with how the bike started to get after the second test, and we kept going from there, and I had a few more good times. And this place is a little hairy with all the roots and everything, and they get going pretty fast, so I really paid attention a lot to the trail. I knew there was a lot of places you could have got thrown off pretty easy, so I really just concentrated on the course. And there's a lot of ditches and old concrete places out here and stuff that you run up on real quick, so I just really paid attention to the trail a lot, and just be careful really where I was headed and what was going on. And I think that was pretty much key to that. I know a lot of guys crashed and fell and had issues, but I just wanted to keep it on 2 wheels, and I wanted to, you know, keep the pressure on and have some good times.
After 4 rounds, Bobbitt is out front, but only by 5 points over Lafferty. Nick Farringer has moved into the number 5 position.